Hi Vinny, this is Kirk. I thought you might appreciate a video you can show your wife. So I'm going to do a little walk around for you. This is the car we drove, of course. So looking at it from the front, these have a unique grille with this pattern in them. And I think it's a nice artful move, and it's definitely unique. So the GLC 43, being the performance model, gets a different look than your regular GLC, for example, this silver one. So it's nice because you're not going to see too many of these on the road, whereas GLCs are proven to be very popular. So unique front end appearance. What I like about this too is the protection that this aluminum trim brings to the nose. If you pull up to, for example, an icy snowbank, it's so easy to scratch the paint on these new cars with these bumpers the way they are. This protects it all the way around, so if you come up and crunch up into a snowbank, you're not going to get nearly the damage you would with a traditionally painted front bumper. And this, of course, has a more aggressive air intake design, and it just generally, I think, makes the vehicle look a little lower and wider than the standard grille design. And then coming around to the side, these are those 20-inch multi-spoke wheels. This has the night package that we talked about. The night package brings you black trim, additional black trim in the grille. Right here, for example, is normally silver. The wheels have the black accents in them and the machined finish. And another nice thing, silver painted brake calipers. Some people like the really bright colors. I think this is perfect for this car. Kind of a Mercedes hallmark, to be a little understated. These have cross-drilled brake rotors, by the way. Much better heat dissipation for higher speed driving. This also, speaking of wheels and tires, these are all-season tires, very important because a lot of these are built with summer tires and you have to change your tires seasonally or not drive the car in the winter. And just coming around to the side, give you a look at everything. I forgot to, here, I'll fold the mirrors out. I didn't think of that. So the mirrors have, of course, the turn signals in them, which are kind of a requisite design element these days. But I think the styling of the mirror kind of is in keeping with the vehicle too. Mercedes stylists are among the best. They just do such a fabulous job on these. Very subtle creases and curves. You can see the way it bends the light across the car. And it's, you know, it's elegant and sporty at the same time. It's not too much. I think it's just really a nice blend. Now I know you said your wife's interested in a white one, so when you look at this, you see all the black trim? It's going to look sharp in white. I've seen these in white. They look excellent. The black accented wheels and moldings. They still have some bright trim, the tailpipes, for example, in the back. But overall, it's a very understated look. AMG badging, GLC 43. These have what's called a rear spoiler, which is this built-out area above the back window. And then these spats are extended on the 43 models. It's just a little aerodynamic flare. It's not styling. They figured out in the wind tunnel if that makes a difference on the aerodynamics on this car. This has chrome door handle inserts. Perfect thing for anybody with longer fingernails or rings that really stick out, because when you put your hand over the door handle, you'll scratch the paint. So that's a factory option right there. And then this has keyless entry, which is an option. It's part of the Premium 1 package on these. And then, actually, you know what? I'll start with the back since your wife hasn't seen this before. The cargo area. I didn't open the gate quite right. So it has a nice amount of space. It's not as big as your Q7 like we talked about, but it's still spacious. The seats drop, touch of a button. This is removable, of course. You have more storage underneath. And it's nice how it's cubbied up down here, so you can put things down here, they won't roll around. That's a cargo containment box that unfolds, and then you can put it up here to keep things like groceries from going, kind of flying around in the back of the car. The rear seat space, I think, is really nice. It's individual twin buckets. There is occupant in the middle available, third person back here. We have a folding armrest. Cup holders are built in, and plenty of room for 4 adults. I have the seat all the way back because I'm long-legged, and I can sit behind me in this car. And just show you some of the detailing in the back. You know, they do some nice stitching. You see that throughout. The sunroof above. This is called the panorama roof. There's only one moonroof option in these cars, and this is what it is. And of course you have your wood trim on the doors. Like we talked about, this trim is so subtle you don't even realize it's wood. Burmeister surround sound, which is in all the GLC 43s. Moving up to the front, all your controls are on the door, especially for your seat, which I know you're aware of, your wife might not be. I think it makes it much easier. Although with that said, this has memory for 3 different people. So ultimately, when I deliver a car, I set the memory up for who's ever buying the car, so I'll do it for both of you. You can be 1 and 2, and then if maybe one of your kids is going to drive it, they could be number 3. You have a release for your trunk here, power window and mirror controls, of course. But I just wanted to show you some of the detailing on the door panel. This is what distinguishes Mercedes. It's not too much, but it's definitely nice. Just a lot of the little accents that they do, and the stitching on the door, the stitching on the dashboard. And you'll see when I get in fact I'll show you, it all lines up very nicely. So you can see how this fits. The stitching runs around in the front, and I just enjoy looking at it. It's kind of artful. Showing you the seats, you can see we talked about this lower bolster, or rather lower seat cushion extension, which I love because I'm long-legged. I can really get it up under my knees and be very comfortable on a long trip. Looking around, the instrument cluster is a nice straightforward design, very easy to read, and you have a full menu of available features. So right now I can put you in, for example, to navigation, and this is going to show us direction of travel, and if we were on a street, what street we are on. So you have the ability to get some data, for example, if you want radio stations or trip functions right in front of you. Moving around and looking at the controls, Mercedes is big on having enough buttons so that you can operate the basic functions that you're going to be using when you're driving every day. So your climate control, very straightforward. All the basic components that are available to view in your screen, you can select right here. So you can go from navigation to radio at just the touch of a button. Your cup holders, I know there's concern about the cup holders. They're up front. I haven't heard an issue of anybody having a spill that affected the electronics in any way. I can see why you'd be concerned about that, but there just hasn't been a problem with it. I mean, this is all very tightly sealed around here, so if something did spill, it's not going to just go directly down in here quickly anyway. And just give you a general look around one more time. So Vinny, let me know what I can do for you. You now have my email address, and I'll have my phone number down at the bottom of the email. Please call me, send me an email, whatever I can do to help you, let me know. And I'm looking forward to working with you. Enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you. Oh, by the way, my phone number, 781-924-4229. Thanks again. Take care. Bye.